Hi everyone, it is Monique, more commonly known as Shimmey Shay, and I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be giving you guys 20 shifting tips. I try to do a little mix of them. Some of these are really basic, some of these are a little more unique. Shifting tips are just tips. They're not required. I wanted to say this before I started this video, and I'm going to mention this many times throughout the video because there are tips that I'm going to give that people are going to be like, just so you know, that's not required. So this is me telling you now, and I'm going to say it again just in case you didn't hear it clearly this first time. Tips are not required. None of this is required. I'm just trying to give you extra helpful things for people who have been doing it for an extra long time, and they're like, what do I do? What do I do? Do you have any tips? Do you have any tips? I got a little extra at some points in my shifting journey. I know a bunch of other people have gotten extra with their shifting journey. These are the little extra things that we did. I'll see you on the other side. Embrace the in-between. Shifters always tell you connect to your DR, ground yourself to your CR, but honestly we always forget about the in-between part of it. And the in-between is really the journey, the actual method, how you're getting yourself there. What are you doing in the process? How does it feel like? How are you feeling in that moment? Why don't we take a second to enjoy that? Instead, we're just sitting there stressing like, oh my god, am I doing it right? Should I be moving? Am I moving too much? Oh my gosh, my nose itches. Can I itch it? Yes, you can itch it. Yes, you can move. It really does not matter. Enjoy and explore the transitional state of your method. It's fine. Like, please don't stress it. Don't overthink it. Just open your mind and be like, what am I doing? What am I feeling? What's the vibe? 2. Switch up affirmations. Start saying things like I am instead of I will. I am more than my body. I am pure consciousness. I am a pure light form. I am not bound to any reality. I can easily connect to my higher self. I am in control of my reality. 3. Don't blame your method. Methods are not needed for you to shift. Only your mind is. Every single time you make a decision, every single time you do something, every single moment, you are shifting. It's just, you're not being as conscious about, oh my god, I'm shifting at this moment. And that's like the difference with this one. It's more of a conscious shift. 4. Explore your mind. Especially for my people who have been attempting to shift for 2, 3, 4 years, I want you to look into any fears you might have, any doubts you might have, or any resistance you might have. Even if you have this fear, even if you have this doubt and there's nothing that you can do about it, I want you to just shift anyways. There are a bunch of people who doubt shifting in general, and then they end up shifting and they're like, oh my god, shifting is actually real, and I was just being stupid. I want you to address the doubts, fears, and resistance that you might have and try to dig deeper into it. If you can solve it, then try to solve it. If you can't solve it, then some things are out of our control, and that's okay. That's a part of life, that's a part of the journey, that's a part of everything. Shifting tip number 5. Simplify and focus. Shifting has so many methods, so many routes, so many ways to go about it. So if you're feeling like overwhelmed by all of this and you're like, oh my god, I don't know what to do, you can pick 1 or 2 methods and just try to focus on those. You can alternate between them from like week to week if you want, or figure out something that works for you. You know, I'm not the boss of you. But if you're focusing on just 1 or 2 methods, then you can start to familiarize yourself with these methods and see if you truly do like that method for yourself or if you don't like it. Because sometimes people just try a method and they're like, oh my god, I didn't shift with that method doesn't work for me, I hate that method, I'm never gonna use that method again, fuck that method. And in like reality, they could go back to it and it could have been the method that worked for them. They just didn't give themselves enough time with it, or it wasn't the right night, and you never know. Sometimes it's good to just focus all of your energy into 1 or 2 and see what you can come up with, and even adjust them slightly if you want to, night by night. You know, see what works best for you. Like I said, get creative with it. Number 6. I know that this is a 3, but this is a 6 in ASL. I'm not being stupid. I'm actually smart. Speaking of what I was just saying, if you need to adjust things, adjust the process. Sometimes people, even with my methods, they're like, do I have to stay in this starfish position for yada 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 amount of time? Do I have to go from this amount of time from 100 to 0? Do I need to say affirmations like this? Do I need to do this? Do what you feel right to do. Whatever feels comfortable for you, whatever feels best for you. You could be laying in bed and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't remember the next step. Do what feels best for you in the moment that will get you closer to your DR. Focus on the journey, focus on the process, enjoy the moment, and change things to how you need. Everyone is different. Your DR is your DR only. So it doesn't really matter how you get there. It doesn't matter if you didn't follow that method step by step by step. You're still gonna shift, babe. You didn't even need the method in the first place. Number 7, slow down and be patient. I know that can be frustrating to hear at a first, like, slow down and be patient. It's been years. What the fuck are you talking about? Slow down and be patient? Shh. I'm not saying that you can't be upset. That is not what I'm saying at all. In fact, please be upset. Go ahead, rant to me and be like, oh my God, Monique, this is so upsetting in my DMs. Like, I'm not gonna get mad at you. I'll validate your feelings. I get it. Like, I'll listen. I understand. I mean, I can sympathize with you. All I'm saying is don't rush yourself. Don't be like, am I taking too long when I'm doing this? Just take however long feels right for you. Don't try to go too fast because you're like, oh my gosh, I need to do this. And if you need to go to bed in a certain amount of time, just don't shift that night. It's not a big deal. Take a little extra break. It doesn't matter how long you take a break. You have all the time in the world you need to shift. Shifting tip number 8, reevaluate your expectations. Let go of timelines and outcomes that you've attached yourself to. Shifting is real, therefore, so should your expectations. Things can play out in your DR that aren't exactly as you planned. But the process of shifting is supposed to be a beautiful one, and if you're not trying to, really enjoy it, be present in the moment, get to your DR. How are you supposed to be present in the moment in your DR if you can't even be present in the moment right before, Shifting tip number 9, take breaks when you feel are needed. Shifting is tiring. This is if you fail the attempt and you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm still here. That sucks so much. Or you have a successful attempt and you shift back and you're like, oh my goodness, I am drained. What the heck just happened? I need some time to reevaluate everything, what's going on. Let me get used to this pace of life. Even if this is just one day a week because you're like, I want to shift, I have to get to my DR, just please try to take at least one break. Like, it's not gonna kill you. Like I said, you have all the time in the world to shift. Don't rush yourself. For me personally, I don't follow this schedule anymore because I don't really attempt shifting as much as I used to. I haven't shifted in a long time. I am gonna shift to the total drama DR that we scripted soon. That being said, this is not my current routine and I wanted to make that clear. However, my old routine used to be I would attempt to shift 3 days in a row and then I would take a 2-day break. And if I would have a successful attempt that drained me really bad, sometimes that'd be a 3 or 4 day break when I came back because I would just be especially as someone who used to shift for long periods of time. When I'd shift back, it would really be, I have to get used to the pace of life in this reality again, and I have to get used to living by this reality's logic and physics, for my case specifically. Anyways, number 10, this kind of falls back into what I was just saying, create a schedule. I used to have a schedule. I don't anymore, like I was just saying, but it helped me a lot. The last time I did try to shift, I didn't successfully shift. And it's been a fucking while. It's been a while for me. I'm getting back into shifting as everyone else is coming in and getting back into shifting, so we're doing this together. Or I wanted to say that this isn't needed to do. It helped me a lot in the past, so I thought I would tell people, recommend, try to set up, I'll do it this many days and then I'll take a break this many days, and try to set something for yourself like that. It's nothing it's not the end of the world if you don't want to do that or you can't follow it, but it used to help me. And I didn't even follow it strictly back then. I just set that up for myself, and some nights I wouldn't be down for it and I didn't do it, but that was mostly the routine. When your body is in a routine like that, your brain is kind of more so expecting you to do certain things. Tip number 11, incorporate crystals. Crystals are good for other things too. I'm sure a lot of people know this if you're a crystal kind of person anyways. Crystals are also good for shifting. I feel like you should know that if you are into crystals, but if you don't know that you are into crystals, they're good for shifting. I would recommend selenite, kyanite, black tourmaline, amethyst, moonstone, stuff kind of like that. You can use them to put on your third eye chakra, your heart chakra. Use them during meditation. You can carry them with you. You can sleep with them or have them during your methods. Number 12, meet other shifters. Meeting other shifters is good to do because you guys can talk about your DRs, you can connect over having a similar interest, you can make a friend who doesn't like friends. It can help motivate you so much more and further solidify your belief, as well create a connection for you within the community. So it's nice. It helps people a lot. Like whenever me and like my shifting friends do all talk about shifting, half of us are like, oh my gosh, I'm so motivated, we're all gonna shift tonight. Like it's a motivating discussion and it's fun to talk about with a lot of people. And if you can do it with a group, it's even more fun. I do have a Discord in my description, so if you ever want to join, you can always talk to people who are in the shifting community there. Tip number 13, don't overthink. A lot of people try to overthink and overcomplicate how are they getting to their DR. Don't overthink it. You're just gonna live another day in your life. Yes, there. It is gonna be a little different, but don't overthink how. Like, you've already done this a million times before. You are experienced. You know what I mean? We put more pressure onto ourselves than is needed, and we forget that we put so much extra pressure onto ourselves because we are always our own greatest critic, and that is even truer with shifting. Number 14, keep a shifting journal. You can keep track of your attempts in a shifting journal and kind of write down your feelings, your thoughts, any symptoms that you got, what DR you were planning on going to that night, what method you did. You can kind of take away the feelings that you got from the process and what you should do, what got you the most feelings, what got you the least feelings, you know, what helped you connect the most to your desired reality, what didn't, and use that moving on forward. Once again, there's so many people who have shifted without keeping a journal. It's not necessary to have to keep a journal, but you know, some people like to do it. It's helpful for some people. It's just a tip. Moral of the story, it's just a tip. 15. Meditate more. So many people have told me that when they meditated daily, they had more successful shifting attempts, more mini shifts, or more dreams about shifting than they did. When I say to meditate daily, I don't mean like, oh yeah, meditate for shifting every day and then also like take break. I'm not talking about meditating for shifting. I'm talking about doing like a little meditation about just focus, or an anxiety meditation, or a meditation about gratitude. It doesn't have to be about shifting. It's just a simple meditation for your day, and you can, for funsies, if you want, throw a little bit of shifting affirmations in there, because I know a lot of people think about shifting a lot anyways, so it's not gonna hurt anything to do so. But meditation's good anyways, and a lot of people said that helped them, so I was like, you know what? I also used to meditate every day, and I was shifting back when I was meditating every day successfully. It's just a good way to help clear your mind and boost your focus always. 16, elevate your mindset. Every single time you have a failed attempt, you're really having a successful attempt where you're one day closer into shifting into your desired reality. That's a new way for you to think about that. That's all I'm saying. Change the way that you're talking about shifting. I'm trying to shift. I'm doing my shifting session. Tip 17. Pay attention to signs. Pay attention to shifting symptoms, synchronicities, and angel numbers. These may all be trying to tell you something. When I say synchronicities, I mean things that like you've scripted for your desired reality, and then you start noticing them happening in your current reality. What are those things? What is that trying to tell you? Is that something that maybe you should be incorporating more into your life? Is that something maybe you should be incorporating less into your life? What is that trying to tell you as a person for your shifting journey? And when you see angel numbers, if you can, get your phone out, get your notes app out, and write down the angel number that you see and what you're thinking of. And then later, if you have the time, think about what that angel number means and connect it to whatever you're thinking about and be like, okay, how does this go into what I'm thinking about? You know, like really think about the signs that you're seeing instead of just being like, oh my gosh, it's a sign, it's a sign. Because like, yes, oh my gosh, it's a sign. But what is this sign trying to tell you? What is this sign saying? What does it mean? I'm a girl who loves to say why. Why, and what does it mean? What do you mean? Tip 18, celebrate your successes. I want you to congratulate yourself for everything you've learned, every single attempt you've had, every mini shift you've had, every single dream you've had, every successful shifting symptom, every single day where you were like, dang, I might not keep shifting, and then you did keep shifting, and then you came back to shifting. That is perseverance. That is dedication. That is determination. And I want you to take a second to be proud of yourself and congratulate yourself for everything that you've done. It's always good to be a little extra joyful, a little extra grateful, and celebrating your successes with shifting is a great way to think of shifting and connect a happy emotion to shifting. Tip 19, align chakras. Clear your energy and align chakras with Reiki, meditation, or even sound healing. Aligning chakras is another one of those things that's kind of a spiritual thing. It's good for other things. It's not just a shifting thing. However, it can help with shifting. And once again, yes, people have shifted without doing this. It's not required. It's only a tip. So please, please, please don't get mad at me in the comments being like, you don't have to do that to shift. I know. But if you want to get extra, if you want to try something new, if you want to get unconventional, unique, that's the way to do it. Tip 20, the final tip. This one, I'm so sorry. I didn't want to end it at 19. I could have ended at 19. When 20 was right there. Oh, subliminals. I'm just gonna remind you guys, subliminals are always good to listen to. You don't just have to listen to subliminals when you're shifting. You can listen to them throughout the day. You can listen to them when you're sleeping. You can listen to them all the time if you want. Be a subliminal addict. I don't care. They're good for you. Slurp them up. Maybe don't do that. That is all the tips I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you guys are liking all the new content. Hello? Are we back? Are we like actually back? Leave a comment. I like reading them. I don't know what else to say. I hope you have a good day. And as always, drink water.